Chapter 51, The Dog Licks Until the End, and Ends Up With Nothing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Why do you still worry about whether you like it or not? But my stain, when she thought of this, her face turned ugly for a while. There is no impenetrable wall in the world. After anyone becomes a strong man, many deeds will be discovered. She didn't want to wait until Jiangbai achieved the title in the future, and there would be such a stain on her. I hope I won't fall so deep. When it's time for him to marry and have children, I should leave him at that time. Jiang Nan Nan, you must not become the woman you hate for the so-called love. Of course, if his future wife doesn't mind, it's not impossible. Jiang Nan, how can you be so shameless? How can you think like this? That she pinched herself hard. How could anyone be willing to share her man? But now she still thinks too much. Of course, in Jiang Bai's view, it would be great if every woman thought so. While thinking, she headed home. At this moment, she finally waited for Jiang Nan to go home. Suddenly, two soul saints burst out and took her down directly. You? Why is it you? Jiang Nan didn't know what happened, and saw that her whole body was bound by a very strong soul power. Su Sancher suddenly appeared in front of her. Bitch! What did you do with that dog, man? At this time, Su Sanchi's eyes were red, like a beast about to explode. His woman had slept with another man for 5 days and 5 nights, and he could only watch but was helpless. He was about to collapse. Let me go. Su Sancher, are you sick? How many times have I said I don't like you? That every word hurt his heart. Ha ha ha, that Su Sancher said angrily. You don't know how much I have paid for you. However, Jiang Nan sneered, even if you die, you can't avoid your dirty sect. Relying on a little girl to awaken the martial soul, the entire sect is not a good thing. Okay. At this point, Su Sancher completely gave up. Jiang Nan, if I can't get your heart, can I still get your body? Jiang Nan broke out in a cold sweat. Su Sancher, what are you going to do? I'm already his woman. There's no point in you doing this. Su Sancher stretched out his claws and sneered, so what? Just see if I cheat on him today. Just as Su Sancher stretched out his hands, a blue-green light suddenly flashed. Beside Jiang Nan's delicate collarbone, the mark of the blue-silver grass shone, gradually turned into a spear. At the same time, blue-silver entanglements appeared at the feet of Su Sancher and the two soul saints. It made them unable to move. The next moment, the blue-silver spear directly penetrated the two soul saints, and they died on the spot. The 200,000-year-old blue Silver Emperor can easily deal with soul saints. However, just when it touched Su Sancher, the pendant on his chest shone with a burst of light. He was teleported away with an expression that could not be shocked. Jiang Nan hadn't reacted yet. Holding the blue-silver grass on her collarbone, she asked, is it you? Because this life force was so familiar. She had been lying on the bed for 5 days, feeling his unique life force all the time, and she didn't know how much she had eaten. How could she not be familiar? The next moment, the blue-silver grass appeared from her hand. It nodded gently in personification, and then turned into a mark on the back of his hand again. It's you. Jiang Nan's face instantly showed a hint of joy. I didn't expect that she was still protecting herself when she was in danger. Suddenly, she had the urge to turn around and go back to devote herself. She didn't want anything. She could only satisfy him to her heart's content. But reason told her that she had to bring her mother back to Shrek City. There was the liquor Su Sancher there, and Hui Yuhao had the liquor Tianmeng brother here, but fortunately, Tianmeng brother's dream had not been shattered. There was still hope, but his appearance made Hui Yuhao really unbearable. At such a young age, he already knew that it was impossible to lick someone, unless someone treats you as a spare tire, but obviously, even if you are a spare tire, Bingdi doesn't need it. In the end, Hui Yuhao personally took action, introduced himself, and tempted to become a god. Bingdi fell silent. In fact, the most important thing is that she no longer has the confidence to survive the next heavenly tribulation, and she will definitely die under the heavenly tribulation. It's better to give it a try. She can't die like this before she sees Shuadi. Bingdi finally gave in. I can promise you, but can you insist? Although he didn't know what Bingdi insisted on, Hui Yuhao agreed, because as long as he could get revenge, he could insist on anything. Bingdi said lightly, since this emperor has made a choice, he will naturally not be timid. Just go straight to the bones first and then the soul. Ah. Tianmeng Bingcan was puzzled. In this way, Bing Bing, you have no way out. After Tianmeng's narration, Hui Yuhao knew that if he failed, Bingdi would disappear directly from this world. No wonder brother Tianmeng was so nervous. He wanted Bingdi to help Hui Yuhao become a god together with him, but he didn't want him to disappear. If he failed, how would he live without Bing Bing? Ice Emperor didn't even bother to look at him. In that case, Hui Yuhao, are you ready? Hui Yuhao nodded vigorously. Let's start. Brother Tianmeng, don't worry, I will stick to it. The next moment, Hui Yuhao's whole body lit up and trembled constantly. His face was pale, because this process is to change bones. Even with the extreme ice paralysis pain of the Ice Emperor, Tianmeng Ice Silkworm guarded the spiritual sea of consciousness, but the pain of bone extraction was engraved in the soul, and it was painful to death. Shi Tiandi extracted a piece of supreme bone, while Hui Yuhao extracted the whole body bone marrow to change bones and transform. If you are not careful, it will be regarded as losing your will. Hui Yuhao felt that he was about to see his grandmother, but his hope of life was stronger than anyone else. He couldn't die. He wanted revenge. Hatred is the most direct motivation for a person to persist. For his mother, he will definitely make that man kneel down in front of your grave and beg for forgiveness. Hui Yuhao's body gradually began to transform, but he had already fainted. However, what reassured Bingdi and Tianmeng was that he finally persevered. Bingdi said tiredly, Tianmeng, I'm here. Honey, Bingdi snorted coldly, get out of here, you useless piece of trash. A million-year-old soul beast can't be suppressed by two spiritual worlds, and you have to rely on your own spirit to persevere. If it weren't for the rules of the god realm, a soul beast of 1,000,000 years would have been a god. This useless piece of trash has no use except sleeping, but now the only use is to find someone like Hui Yuhao. Hee hee. Tianmeng had long been accustomed to being scolded by her, and in his eyes, the more she scolded him, the more she cared about him. If Hui Yuhao could hear it, he would definitely roll his eyes. Brother Tianmeng is hopeless. Honey, scold me more, I love to hear it. Chapter 52 Pink bubbles appeared. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hui Yuhao was absorbing the soul ring, while Jiangbai had already returned to the Star Do Great Forest. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network, but this time the auspicious beast did not come out to greet him. Strange, where is the auspicious beast? As Jiangbai walked aimlessly in the Star Do Great Forest, the body of the Red King gradually appeared in front of Jiangbai. You are already level 40. Are you here to find a suitable soul ring? The Red King was shocked. Although he was a soul beast, he had seen many storms over the years. Now at such a young age, he has already reached the level of a level 40 soul master. He is indeed worthy of being the son of nature. At this time, the Red King spread his wings and put Jiangbai's body in his hands. He flapped his wings and flew towards the core area. Red King, where is the auspicious beast? When it comes to the auspicious beast, the Red King can't help but show the relief of an old father. Since Jiangbai left, the auspicious beast seemed to have grown up overnight, no longer playing around, but practicing. Recently, the auspicious beast has been practicing hard. It seems that it has grown up. Soul beasts can't become stronger just by living. The time of survival is not the strength of years, just surviving. What's the difference between it and the Tianmeng ice silkworm that has eaten for 1,000,000 years, and in the end it's still a waste? Although the auspicious beast only needs to stay in the Star Do Great Forest, they don't want to raise her to waste. What if she encounters an ignorant human hunting, and she doesn't have time to get there? Wouldn't it be bad? At least, she should have the ability to protect herself, instead of relying entirely on the identity of the auspicious beast to do whatever she wants in the Star Do Great Forest. Is that so? After the recast body rewarded by the first test of destruction, there should be no problem with the fourth soul ring of 5,000 years. He chose a soul beast with a suitable age and similar attributes. He was slapped half to death by the Red King with a slap, without any pity. He put it directly in front of Jiangbai and looked at the dying soul beast. Jiangbai, the knife fell, and a purple soul ring slowly shone out from the soul beast's body. At the same time, the auspicious beast also ran out, and the moment he saw Jiangbai, the golden red eyes were full of light. Jiangbai is back again. When can he stay in the Star Do Great Forest forever? that it seems a bit difficult to do this. The auspicious beast knows that Jiang Bai does not want to stay in the Star Do Great Forest forever. Maybe the time he comes back to accompany her will become shorter and shorter. Tian doesn't let her go out again. What should she do? The auspicious beast was obviously a little distressed at this time. Then he raised his head and said softly, "Qi Wang, what color do you think I will be if I become Jiang Bai's soul ring? And if I become Jiang Bai's soul ring, can I be with Jiang Bai forever?" A tender and ethereal voice came out of the auspicious beast. However, the words of the auspicious beast directly scared the Qi Wang. "It's not my aunt, don't have such an idea." Instantly scared out of his wits, the eighth of the 10 fierce beasts, the three-headed red demon mastiff of 380,000 years old, knew what fear was for the first time. Even when he was tortured to death by Emperor Tian and surrendered to him, he was not so scared. This is a lucky beast. The hope of the Soul Beast clan's revival. How many Soul Beasts' heavenly tribulations are all pinned on her, turn into a soul ring. You can think of it. Little ancestor. Don't think so. The Red King hurriedly stopped her from thinking this way. This is not good. Seeing that the Red King was so anxious, the lucky beast curled her lips. She was just trying to scare him. She didn't want to turn into a soul ring. This way, she couldn't eat Jiang Bai's barbecue. Is there a way to be with Jiang Bai for a lifetime without turning into a soul ring? The lucky beast lay beside Jiang Bai, his body close to his thigh, closed his eyes and rested. The fourth soul skill, if someone. An energy ball full of magic power causes huge damage, and marks, and repels, and the second stage is to chase and stun, and most importantly, after marking a target, you can ignore any terrain distance and use the first soul skill to float directly to the marked head. That is to say, if Hui Yuhao, who is now in the far north, has a mark, Jiang Bai can directly use the first soul skill to hang on his head. However, according to the floating state, he must float in the sky for a few days, but for Jiang Bai, it is very suitable, so he exhaled and slowly opened his eyes. I saw the vertical eyes on the forehead of the little lion, and it was close to him. "What do you want to do?" Jiang Bai quickly held her head and looked at the auspicious beast vigilantly. This little guy actually wanted to connect fate with her. At this time, the auspicious beast looked at Jiang Bai innocently with a pair of golden red eyes. "You are wrong." Jiang Bai directly gave her a brain-shattering, "Don't even think about it." How could he possibly connect fate? Jiang Bai said he couldn't accept just calling memories. His identity as a time traveler must not be exposed. The auspicious beast covered its head with two paws like a kitten. "You bully me. I'm going to tell Tian." Wu failed. However, the auspicious beast sighed secretly. Although she has learned the method of transformation, she doesn't know what she will become. What about human aesthetics? She knows nothing. How can she become the one that Jiang Bai likes? Besides, she was still learning secretly, and she didn't dare to ask BG for advice. Wouldn't that expose her? At this time, with the care of the auspicious beast, the Red King had already left. After all, they were a young couple. He couldn't be a light bulb, right? And now in the core circle, the forbidden land of humans, it was very safe. "That's the only way," the auspicious beast muttered, and the eye of destiny on his forehead lit up slightly. "Since you don't stick it, then she will stick it in the air." The power of destiny. Time goes back. A golden light hit Jiang Bai's body. "Jiang Bai, what's going on?" The next moment, the memory from Jiang Bai's mind slowly appeared in her mind like a slide. With this move, she can explore Jiang Bai's memory for nearly half a year. The price is that her own power of destiny will be lost to Jiang Bai's body, but it doesn't matter to the auspicious beast. She wishes there was something that could stay in Jiang Bai's body forever. In this way, no matter where she is, she can meet Jiang Bai through the guidance of destiny. "I'm not afraid that I won't be able to find Jiang Bai." Memories keep coming back. From Jiang Bai beating up Su Sancher at Shrek Academy to playing with his roommate every night, Rueisho's face turned completely black. In the last few days, he fought with Jiang Nan all night, countless tricks on the big bed. Rueisho has never turned into a human, but seeing so many things is also a thing. Learn it, know that this is a mate. For a moment, the brain crashed directly. "Hello?" Jiang Bai poked Rueisho, whose eyes were glowing with a faint golden light. Why did he suddenly lose his mind? The next moment, Jiang Bai saw Rueisho's golden fur gradually turn pink, and pink bubbles appeared on his head. He ran away. Jiang Bai. What's the matter? Chapter 53. It's ruined. Do you really have to ride on me? You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this time, Rueisho's face was hot and he fled away quickly. He didn't dare to face Jiang Bai. Google search TWKN. Jiang Bai played too much. Disgusting. After the shyness, there was a strong anger. Didn't this bad guy say he was studying outside? So this is how he studied. She thought about this bastard every day. As a result, he was having a good time outside. He had ridden 2 beautiful women in just half a year. If we count like this. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years. 1, 2, Rueisho couldn't believe that time would pass. Would he still be able to count? Would Jiang Bai still be able to accompany him by then? 1 woman is 5 days, how long would it take for a bunch of women? Rueisho was dizzy. At this moment, Rueisho suddenly wanted to imprison Jiang Bai by his side forever. Don't go out. Don't run around. Only accompany him. Don't go out to mess around with other women. No. She wanted to become a great beauty as soon as possible, and she wanted Jiang Bai to ride on her. No, Jiang Bai could only ride on himself. So through the fate connection, she reviewed Jiang Bai's memory. According to the beautiful women Jiang Bai had met in the past 6 months, she carefully sat on her image like a clay figure. It took 7 or 8 days to mold it, tall, white, big, and perky. Done, that the auspicious beast clapped its claws. Satisfiedly looking at the human form that she was about to become in her spiritual sea of consciousness, bright eyes and white teeth, graceful figure, and beautiful face to the extreme, the buttocks were plump, and the figure was even more perfect, without any flaws, especially the chest had been molded into a fully mature state. At least it was much more beautiful than Jiang Nan. It must be able to fascinate Jiang Bai, and at least it was much better than that Jiang Nan. Change for me. With a burst of strong light flashing, the auspicious beast's body began to undergo special changes, slowly changing into a human in the shape it was molded. At the most critical moment, a fragment of divine consciousness that did not belong to her in the sea of consciousness of the auspicious beast slowly emitted light. Gradually, a young girl with a white and delicate body walked out from the white light. Her skin was as beautiful as agarwood and jade. I can finally become a human. That the girl's surprised voice was as pleasant as a lark. Waving her snow-white and slender arms, a satisfied smile appeared on her face. Now she can't wait to find Jiang Bai. She must be able to give Jiang Bai a big surprise. She hurried to the lakeside and looked at the lake. Only then did she see her slender and tall figure through the lake. However, the smile on her face gradually disappeared, and her whole face began to stiffen. No. Who are you? I obviously want to be different from this. That the girl frowned, seeming a little dissatisfied. Something's wrong. This is not what she wants to be. She stretched out her hand and pinched her chest, which was a little itchy, but she was very dissatisfied. This is a bit too small. She shook her long, wavy, blue hair, which spread all over her back and down to her hips. Then she came back to her senses. Is this what she has become? Is it wrong? The auspicious beast looked at her appearance stupidly, pinching her body with her hands. Could it be? She has changed wrongly. Why is it like this? She has obviously become the one that Jiang Bai likes the most in his heart. Tall and white but not big. The auspicious beast was stunned. Why is this? If Jiang Bai was here, would he be more stupid than her? Why did you become Wang Qiu'er? It was really the power of Tang San Wang. Must it be 2 in 1? For a moment, the joy of the auspicious beast's transformation disappeared. It turned back to the auspicious beast form directly. She didn't like this look very much, and what made her even more uncomfortable was, what if Jiang Bai didn't like it? Wouldn't it be in vain that she changed? The little head drooped down weakly, and the claws spread out flat. The whole beast exudes the breath of idle fish. It's ruined. For a moment, the tears of grievance flowed from the corners of her eyes. Woo-woo. Jiang Bai must not like me. All the efforts of the past year have gone to waste. I wanted to give Jiangbai a surprise, but it's all gone. Her eyes became sore, and she couldn't help but choke with grievance, buried her head in her claws, and cried bitterly. Wu, hateful Jiangbai. Why do you have to like humans? Isn't it okay for me to be like this now? Woo woo. You can also pose in many postures you like this. You must like me. Stay with me forever. The tears wet the grass around her until the corners of her eyes dried up and her eyes were red from crying, but her tightly wrinkled heart made her feel like she was suffocating and it was hard to breathe. She wanted to be with Jiangbai forever. Woo woo woo. You are not allowed to abandon me. Woo woo woo. I will be angry. The auspicious beast never appeared again in the following days, no matter how he tempted him. This little lion. Rebellious period has arrived. Jiangbai was also puzzled. Gu Yuna didn't see him, and the auspicious beast didn't see him either. She couldn't go to find Biji. He was afraid that Di Tian would slap him to death. Only the king of 10,000 monsters rushed to Jiangbai's side, but it's better to accompany a senior sister than to accompany an old thing. After a day of shouting, she wanted to accompany the auspicious beast, but it seems that she is not lucky enough to enjoy it. Jiangbai shrugged his shoulders in boredom and had to leave the Star Do Great Forest, go to the far north to find Hui Yuhao. Maybe it will be difficult to come back for a long time. After all, the Star Do Great Forest is too far away from the Sun and Moon Empire. There is also the risk of being captured by Shrek Academy. The Soul Ring can go directly to the Sun and Moon Forest nearby. Little lion, if you don't come out, the next time we meet will be more than 10 years later. Unfortunately, he still didn't show up, so he set off to meet in a small town where the two had agreed. At this time, Hui Yuhao in the far north seemed to have been reborn. I did it. Hui Yuhao couldn't stop his tears from flowing from the corners of his eyes, crying with joy. Ha ha ha. I did it. He has completely merged with the Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion and absorbed the Soul Ring. Four blood-red soul rings with golden light patterns flashed under his feet. It was the first soul ring of his second martial soul, the Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion of Ultimate Ice, 400,000 soul rings. I can only say that if he goes out to fight, he can scare people to death by releasing a soul ring. It can only be said that only Huguo can do this. The cheat is too big. If you can report it, just report it and ban it. Others can't play it at all. The first soul ring of the first martial soul, Brother Tianmeng, provides 4 soul skills, and the first soul ring of the second martial soul, Brother Bingdi, provides 4 soul skills. It can make people cry with greed. What's more, his second soul skill of his spirit eye martial soul simulates, confusing the real with the fake, and scares the opponent to death. It's a pity that he can't go back to Shrek Academy to slap his face and pretend to be cool. It's a bit of a pity. After all, he has promised to run away with Brother Jiangbai, and he can't break his promise. Brother Tianmeng, I have to reunite with Brother Jiangbai as soon as possible. Chapter 54 Legal Smuggling. Shrek Academy already has a way to die. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shrek Academy, we will never change our mountains and rivers, and we will meet again. The day we meet is the day we will perish. After the two met, they hurried to a village near the Xinglua Empire and the Sun Moon Empire, and on the other side of the mountain range is the Sun Moon Empire. Jiangbai slowly said, Hui Yuhao, next we will cross the Mingdo Mountains and enter the Sun Moon Empire. Hui Yuhao asked curiously, why don't we take the official road? Jiangbai smiled, if we take the official road, it will be strictly checked, not to mention that there are spies everywhere nearby. I'm afraid that we will be arrested on the spot by Shrek Academy before we even step in. Those Shrek prosecutors will wander around when they have nothing to do, and they don't do any work. So we can't take the usual road, we must find another shortcut. Hui Yuhao was obviously a little confused. He could understand one word, but he couldn't understand it when combined together. Is this still human language? Is this the difference between people? Hui Yuhao did not receive any enlightenment education in his childhood. He was able to read thanks to his mother, the Duke's mansion. His enlightenment education all came from his mother Hui Yuna. Yuhao, have you heard of a word called asylum? No, It's called legal smuggling. Huiyuhao. A few days later, in the Mingdo Mountains of the Sun Moon Empire, the second Soul Guide group was stationed. A middle-aged man in his 40s, tall and imposing, was a Soul Douluo level strongman, Su Sheng, the head of the Sun Moon Second Soul Guide group. At this time, his face was full of resentment. He had really had enough of staying in this shitty place for a long time. As a branch of the Sun Moon Empire's royal family, Su Sheng was exiled here just because he was involved in the struggle for the throne and failed. Now he only hopes that his father Su Rong can bring him back to Mingdu as soon as possible. Otherwise he will stay here forever. There is no war to fight. Watching the Xinglua Empire on the other side being arrogant and domineering all day. Now that he is in his prime, he must want to make achievements. The result is all the fault of that damn Shrek Academy. If it weren't for him, the continent would have been unified long ago. How could the Xinglua Empire on the other side confront them? In his eyes, the Xinglua Empire's defense line on the other side was vulnerable. A round of Soul Guide artillery fire would blow them all into slag. Unfortunately, they could only watch and let the other side ride on their heads and shit. Division Commander. We found 2 children while patrolling the Mingdo Mountains. Su Sheng frowned. Children? The Xinglua Empire would not do anything to take children to the battlefield. Looking at the 2 children brought by the soldiers, Su Sheng fell silent. Good citizens. We are good citizens. A child screaming strangely and a child with bloodstains all over his body, a strange combination. Where are you from? Jiangbai said without hesitation. Shrek Academy. Su Sheng's face changed again and again. They actually came from that place. As soon as they heard the name of Shrek Academy, the soldiers on the side raised their soul guides. Suddenly the atmosphere in the field became tense. Even if they were only 12 or 13 years old, as long as they were from Shrek Academy, they must be extraordinary. Is Shrek Academy going to attack the Sun Moon Empire? Everyone present couldn't help but feel a little bit of. Put them down. Su Sheng was black-lined. A bunch of useless things. What's wrong with Shrek Academy? Aren't they still 2 children now? What's there to be afraid of? Hearing the name of Shrek Academy, he became like this, which was really embarrassing for him. Stand in the corner for me. Then he turned his face and said gently, Children, what are your names? Uncle, my name is Jiangbai, and his name is Huiyuhao. Jiangbai gave him a look. Huiyuhao understood instantly, and after brewing his emotions for a while, tears could not stop flowing from his eyes. Uncle, this is it. My mother was drunk and had sex with a nobleman of the Xinglua Empire and gave birth to me, but he ignored us and allowed the noble lady to persecute us. My mother was killed by them not long ago. I want to avenge my mother. I went through so much trouble to enter Shrek Academy, and I want to take revenge after I have learned something. But I didn't expect Shrek Academy to be what people yearn for. My roommate and I were walking, and suddenly a student from the inner courtyard with a flaming body appeared and killed my roommate directly. I almost died. I asked the academy for justice, but I didn't expect that the inner courtyard student was actually the disciple of the dean of Shrek Academy, and he protected me and excluded me. We too escaped during the holiday. Tears flowed down his face, but he hated it very much, the departure of his most important mother, the hatred for the White Tiger Duke's mansion and the hatred for the unfair treatment of Shrek Academy, all burst out at this moment. Having lived for more than 40 years and fighting in the army for so long, Su Sheng could immediately feel that the other party's feelings were real. Besides, the students of Shrek Academy, to put it bluntly, are a group of naive guys. What the academy says is what it is, and honor is more important than life. There is no such thing as a complicated mind, only those old guys are not good people. They are full of justice and defend the honor of Shrek, deceiving the students. What kind of acting is this? This is obviously true. Su Sheng was overjoyed. The first is that the dean of Shrek Academy actually protected his disciples from killing people. This is big news. Jiangbai also dropped a big bomb. The inner courtyard student who killed people is about to become an evil soul master, so he killed people. Su Sheng, huh? Shrek Academy actually protected evil soul masters. Evil soul masters are hated by everyone. if you make a fuss about this matter, wouldn't it be, how can the world's #1 Shrek Academy maintain its reputation? Then there was deep contemplation. This kind of thing is not difficult to find out. The inner courtyard academy is already the core of Shrek, and it can't be found out, but the outer courtyard has students being expelled every moment. It's not difficult to get some information. The intelligence department can find out after some investigation. Liang, these two kids wouldn't dare to lie if it's true. Su Sheng was shocked. Performance. Then he shouted anxiously, all members of the second Soul Instructor Group, first level alert. Block all entrances and exits to the Xingluo Empire. Never let anyone enter the Sun Moon Empire. That the two children ran out with great difficulty. Who knows what pursuers are behind. Hui Yuhao's feelings are real, and his tears are real, they keep flowing. Jiang Bai patted Hui Yuhao on the shoulder and comforted him. Okay, our good days are coming soon. Woo woo woo. Jiang Bai was puzzled. Why are you still crying? Hui Yuhao choked and said, Brother Jiang Bai, I can't stop. Jiang Bai, or I cry too. He glanced at Hui Yuhao, and then burst into tears. Su Sheng watched the two children crying with their heads in their hands. Well, this time the credibility has greatly increased. Shrek Academy actually treated the two children like this. It seems that the way to die has already been found. Chapter 55. This heart pounding is so exciting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. At this time, in the big tent of the army, Taiwan Novel Network Diamond Suit. Su Sheng directly entertained the two of them, not to mention chicken, duck, fish and meat. All kinds of very precious soul beast meat were made by the top chefs in the army. It was the kind of food specially for the top powerhouses or nobles. He would not usually do it anyway. It was a delicacy from the mountains and the sea that Hui Yuhao had never seen before. It contained huge energy, and even Jiang Bai could not help but sigh. Extravagance, too extravagance. Although it was not as rich in energy as the rare treasures in the Star Do Great Forest, but the taste was different. This was the top delicacy of mankind. More importantly, this was the first time in Hui Yuhao's life that he was recognized by outsiders. A warm current rose in his heart. Come on, don't be polite, eat as much as you want. Su Sheng was very generous. This was a student from Shrek Academy. That must be a contemporary genius. Shrek products must be top-notch. He must trick them back to the Sun Moon Empire. Yuhao, Jiang Bai, right? Do you two want to get the protection of the Sun Moon Empire? Jiang Bai and Hui Yuhao nodded. Hui Yuhao did not forget to say, and I want revenge. However, Su Sheng smiled and said, Child, you should take care of yourself first. After all, your mother must want you to live happily. Come to the Sun Moon Empire and feel the different scenery of our Sun Moon Empire from other countries. I believe you will like our Sun Moon Empire. Hui Yuhao's little face flushed instantly, and he said unconvinced, knowledge changes destiny. I am now a second-level soul guide. I believe I can get revenge. Su Sheng was surprised. You are still a soul guide, that you have learned soul guides at such a young age? Not bad. No. Wait. What level are you? Su Sheng widened his eyes and asked in disbelief, what level did you just say? Hui Yuhao's eyes were full of innocence and innocence. Level 2, that only fools would not cherish geniuses, while the Sun Moon Empire welcomes everyone, no matter where you are from, you are welcome. That if you are a genius, you will be valued by the Sun Moon Empire. Hui Yuhao and Jiang Bai obviously don't want to hide it. It's time to pretend to be a pig and eat the tiger. Didn't the two of them come to the Sun Moon Empire for better development? Uncle, don't you believe it? So Hui Yuhao took out the Level 2 Soul Instructor medal certified by Shrek Academy. Really? It's true. Su Sheng was so surprised that he almost jumped up. At this age, they are still cultivating their soul power. Their brains are not fully developed yet. How can they accept the complex knowledge of soul guides? Level 2. This is Level 2. Although the certification of soul guides in other places may be watered down, the Soul Guide Department of Shrek Academy is only second to the Sun Moon Royal Soul Guide Academy, Level 2. Level 2 at such a young age. What a genius. As far as he knows, there are no level 2 soul guides at this age in the Sun Moon Royal Soul Guide Academy. No, there are no level 2 soul guides at the age of 3, Su Xing stuttered. What is your martial soul? Hui Yuhao's spiritual eyes slowly lit up. Or is it a spiritual martial soul? Su Xing was even more surprised. This time, he really picked up a treasure. Innate soul guide holy body. Afterwards, 2 blood-red soul rings lit up on Hui Yuhao's body, almost blinding his eyes. You, oh my god. I must be dreaming. The first and second soul rings are both 100,000-year soul rings. Could he have seen a ghost? However, Hui Yuhao continued to show, and the 2 soul rings echoed each other, red, orange, yellow, green. It changed 7 or 8 colors in a row. Seeing that Su Xing was numb, Hui Yuhao said, my second soul skill is simulation, which can simulate the breath of things, distort space, and change it will. Like an LED light, it changes colorfully. Hearing Hui Yuhao's explanation, Su Xing was relieved. That's good. It turns out that he didn't see a ghost. Su Xing slowed down his breathing. He was not a big-hearted person, and he really couldn't accept this kind of stimulation. Yuhao, what is your innate soul power? Hearing this, Hui Yuhao's face fell, and he said ashamedly, I'm only level 1, they all say I'm a waste. Confused. Su Xing's old face was stern. What's wrong with level 1? There are no useless martial souls, only useless soul masters. I believe that with Yuhao's intelligence, he will definitely be able to take off. But I heard that the sea god 10,000 years ago, although his martial soul was blue silver grass, he was born with full soul power. Bad luck. The people of Shrek are just like the little punks, they are all hypocritical people, they have strength but have never benefited the common people. The so-called justice is all for them, the nobles, they don't care about the common people at all. Speaking of Shrek Academy, Su Xing seemed to have endless words to say. It is politically correct to criticize Shrek Academy in the Sun Moon Empire, the position must be firm. Hui Yuhao and Jiangbai said it was great, the 2 of them not only want to join the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy, but also want to be able to enter Mingda Hall. Hui Yuhao roughly understood, what about the other one? Will there be any surprises? Facing Su Xing's curious eyes, Jiangbai knew that it was time for him to show off, so, a cutscene flashed, and a 7-colored deer walked out from behind. The surrounding flowers, plants and trees suddenly became fragrant, full of rich life force. Su Xing shouted in horror, the ultimate wood. The next moment, the guards outside the big tent noticed the movement and rushed in with soul guides in their hands. Get out! Get out! Facing Su Xing's anger. The guards looked at each other, but fortunately they knew what kind of character their legion commander had, so they left without any complaints. The ultimate wood. It's the ultimate martial soul. Su Xing's first thought was, Shrek went bankrupt. The ultimate martial soul was no longer wanted. Then there was no surprise. What Shrek people? They are obviously from their Sun Moon Empire. Arrange now. However, the surprises were not over yet, as Jiangbai bloomed 4 soul rings, Su Xing couldn't hold back again. Soul sect. The ultimate martial soul, a soul sect at such a young age. This is the ultimate Douluo that God gave to their Sun Moon Empire. He put his hands on Jiangbai's shoulders. From today on, you are a student of the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy. There is no need for political review. Just arrange it in one step. What? He doesn't keep his word. Put the ultimate martial soul at the entrance of the academy. Do you want to accept it? The head must appear on the desk of the king of the Sun Moon Empire the next day. Now the tone of Su Xing and Jiangbai's conversation softened involuntarily. He almost knelt down on the spot. I met a future ultimate Douluo. He. Dad. I'm lucky. Chapter 56, The Red Dust. Congratulations on getting 2 cubs with the ultimate martial spirits. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Uncle Su. I have one too. Seeing Su Sheng's eyes were all on Jiangbai, Hui Yuhao was not to be outdone and pretended to be cool again. An ice-blue emperor scorpion rose from his back instantly, the cool air slowly surged with the air, and the surrounding mist could not help but frost. Su Sheng, twin martial spirits. Wait, ultimate ice. Su Sheng looked left and right. Suddenly, he slapped himself in the face. Am I dreaming? Ultimate wood? Ultimate ice? Su Sheng's eyes went dark and he almost suffocated. He rubbed his eyes frantically and looked at the two little ones in disbelief. His mouth began to twitch. I didn't see it wrong. No, I can't look at it anymore. Who knows what these two kids might do to him that would be hard for him to accept. Even the things that were exposed now were enough for him to digest for a while. Please be sure to join the Empire. Su Sheng almost knelt down. If I let them run away, I can just die. As long as you join the Empire. Countless resources, top teachers to teach. The whole Empire is leaning on you. You can enter the Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy and Mingda Hall at will. Yuhao, didn't you say you wanted revenge? Tell me a name. With our Empire's invincible division, even the royal family of the three kingdoms of Douluo can be defeated by you. Hui Yuhao shook his head. I will take my revenge myself. Okay, what a good boy. Jiangbai on the side was moved for Hui Yuhao and said, Uncle Su, you can help us two strangers so much. For you, we will definitely learn something in the Sun Moon Empire. For the sake of safety, directly use moral kidnapping. I said that I would study hard for you and repay the Empire. These are all future connections and political achievements. When fighting for interests, Su Sheng will inevitably consider from their perspectives. It's a pity that there is no soul skill that can revive his lover. Su Sheng was instantly moved. You wait, you must wait. Arrange. Must arrange. Must arrange to the best. One step, directly become a member of the Empire. Jiangbai and Hui Yuhao looked at the hurried Su Sheng and looked at each other. Hui Yuhao couldn't help asking, Brother Jiangbai, can we really get more resources? Hui Yuhao always felt that this kind of thing was not very reliable. You still have to fight for Shrek Academy yourself. How can someone give you resources for no reason? How can such a good thing happen? It can only be said that Hui Yuhao does not understand what job hopping is. If you don't give me something better than Shrek Academy, why should I come to your Sun Moon Empire? It's safe. It's stable. Just wait, Jiangbai assured him, just wait. The Sun Moon Empire is not as short-sighted as Shrek Academy. Su Sheng handed the news of the two children to his father as soon as possible. He was afraid of any accidents. This matter is no longer something he can decide. The only person he can trust is his father. At the same time, Mingdu, the royal family. Su Sheng's father Su Rong is digesting the news from his son. This is really hard to accept. Picked up two cubs with extreme martial spirits. What luck! With his mouth wide open, he said in disbelief, could it be that this kid is teasing me? But no matter what. Damn it! If it's fake, I'll beat you up. He walked straight towards the worship hall. Mr. Kong, this is the situation for the time being. What should I do? Now I can only trust you. Originally, with his identity, he was not qualified to meet the pillar of the Sun and Moon Empire. However, due to political mistakes, he was to be executed, and it was Mr. Kong who personally rescued their branch. In principle, I have already repaid my debts, so it doesn't matter if I get more. After hearing the news from Su Sheng, Kong Deming narrowed his eyes, and a look of doubt appeared in his eyes for the first time in a long time. Two children with extreme martial spirits. When did it become so common? There was too much news, and even he, the only level 10 soul master in the world, found it difficult to accept. Su Sheng couldn't help but said anxiously, could it be the plan of Shrek Academy? Asshole. Kong Deming looked at him with a disappointing look. What a brain, no wonder you would stand on the side, and almost the whole branch was destroyed. Idiot. Even if it was Shrek's plan, such a genius should not be allowed to be a spy. What a joke. At such a young age, it is the time when the mind is immature, sending it to others is either stupid or foolish. Even if it is a spy, coming to the Sun-Moon Empire, he will eventually become a member of their Sun-Moon Empire. What Shrek can't give, my Sun-Moon Empire will give. What Shrek can afford, my Sun-Moon Empire will double. Anyway, I don't believe it. This is Shrek's plan. Besides, do you think everyone is ungrateful? If I really treat them well, they won't see it. Douluo Three Kingdoms and Shrek Academy have such a rare genius. Would they send them to the Empire as an undercover agent? Use your pig brain to think about it. In response to Mr. Kong's abuse, Su Rong could only smile and dare not say a word. Twin martial souls, ultimate ice, a second-level soul master at a young age, plus an ultimate wood who has now reached the soul sect, God bless my empire. Kong Deming stood up from the master's chair, his tall figure looked full of majesty. The rise of my empire is just around the corner. No, I have to accept disciples myself. That way there won't be any accidents. This time, I must be sure to have it in hand. Only one day passed. Jiang Bai and Hui Yuhao saw the people coming from the Sun-Moon Empire. On this day, Hui Yuhao felt that this was the best meal he had ever eaten. I even thought about whether I could eat it every day in the future. For Hui Yuhao's idea, Jiang Bai was angry. You are too easy to deceive. At least you have to raise your requirements to the highest level to stay here. The man was not tall, but very fat. He was wearing a gorgeous black robe with golden embroidery. With his hands behind his back, he said with a smile. Let me introduce you. I am the Dean of the Sun-Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy, the head of Mingda Hall, a level 93 titled Douluo, and a level 9 soul instructor. Why is it you? Su Xing looked at him in disbelief. His father called him. Although he was also a high-ranking official of the Sun-Moon Empire, but this is not right. Su Xing's mind did not turn around for a while. Mirror Hongchen smiled slightly, his face calm, but he seemed a little anxious and said, Are you willing to worship me as your master? I guarantee that you will get the most top resources in the empire. This is the first time that Hui Yuhao has been valued by such a strong man. He felt comforted in his heart, and just as he was about to blurt out, he was pulled by Jiang Bai. Bargaining. Don't be stupid enough to hand yourself over now. Chapter 57. You are such a sneaky Mirror Hongchen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Presumptuous. Kong Deming walked in with a dark expression. This kid is still thinking about Hu Jie. Father. Su Xing also saw his father and quickly ran to his father's side. At this time, Kong Deming came to the two little ones and introduced them kindly. I am the master of the worship hall of the Sun and Moon Empire and a 10th level soul master. Can you take me as your teacher? But when he heard about the 10th level soul master, Hui Yuhao opened his mouth slightly. Now he already knows the significance of soul mentors in the entire continent, a 10th level soul master. This was something he had never heard of before. Shrek Academy didn't even have a 9th level soul master. An existence comparable to the ultimate Douluo. Now he is the Optimus Prime of the Sun and Moon Empire. Become his disciple and you will be able to move around the empire directly, except for the emperor. Even the prince does not use birds. Kong Deming didn't say anything else, because based on his identity alone, he had no choice. However, Mirror Hongchen didn't want to let it go. This was the ultimate martial spirit. Can revitalize an entire family. Their Hongchen family needs such a genius. I wanted to see if I could cut off the beard in advance. But he didn't expect that this old guy would come in person. He was still one step behind. Mirror Hongchen said unwillingly, Mr. Kong. How about one of us? Get lost. Kong Deming said unceremoniously, this is the talent of the empire. As the head of the Imperial Worship Hall, I naturally want to share the worries of the empire. Besides, these two are not much of a commodity, either. Let them choose. Mirror Hongchen's face turned dark. Can you choose by yourself? Now that you, an old guy, are taking action in person, these two little ones will definitely choose you. Have to. All your work is in vain. Looking at Mirror Hongchen, who was still unwilling, Kong Deming glanced at him and said, What? Hongchen Hall Master is not satisfied with this arrangement. Prying into military affairs, I haven't settled the score with you yet, that the news about the direct connection between the military and the military appeared in front of you for the first time. How? What do you want to do? Jing Hongchen instantly felt a burst of cold sweat on his back. Oops, I forgot about this. Jing Hongchen shook his head repeatedly. Absolutely not. My Hongchen family is loyal to the empire. This time is just a coincidence. I heard that there is a rare material on the border, so I came here. We just happened to encounter this kind of thing, Mr. Kong. Military matters are of great importance. If the emperor knew this, it would be enough for him to drink a pot. Although he will not be punished because of his 9th level soul master, but it will definitely be recorded in the notebook, things are not going well for the Hongchen family. He had to think about laughter and dreams. But, Mr. Kong, who should teach these two little martial souls how to practice? Jing Hongchen quickly said, although you are the 10th level soul master in the world, you have little experience in martial soul cultivation. No, it should be said that he has no experience. The entire Sun and Moon Empire has no experience in cultivating ultimate Douluo. Kong Deming immediately fell into silence. He said with difficulty, no matter how you say it, I am still a 94th level title Douluo. It is nothing to teach two children. But when I heard this, I felt very unsure. The ultimate martial spirit requires a good foundation, not to mention that Hui Yuhao is a twin martial spirit. Nowadays, the only people in the Sun-Moon Empire who can have super Douluo combat power are Kong Deming, Jing Hongchen, and Yi Yulin. But they are all famous for their soul guidance devices. How to teach them? What to do if the teacher is useless? The ultimate martial soul that is unique among all. Don't let it go to waste. How about Yi Shishui? This Miao might as well be sent back to Shrek Academy. It's a pity that if it were other ultimate martial arts souls, they might be raised useless if they were not in Shrek Academy, but Hui Yuhao and Jiang Bai would not. Huogua, a soul beast that is hundreds of thousands of years old, is delivered to his door at every turn. Jiang Bai is a child of nature and has already passed the divine test, just provide the resources. It's a pity that Kong Deming didn't know that he had to think about the two little ones, but the most important thing now is to take in the Sun and Moon Empire first. Become a member of my Sun and Moon Empire. When I think about it this way, it's really troublesome. But I can temporarily be your teacher on soul guides. As for the teacher who teaches you martial arts, I'll think of something else. Jiang Bai and Hui Yuhao looked at each other and shouted respectfully, Master. Okay. Great. They are all good kids. Kong Deming smiled brightly, which was in sharp contrast to Jing Hongchen beside him, palatizing. The ultimate martial soul is right in front of you, but you can't get it. He was about to explode with jealousy. At this time, Kong Deming was already thinking about who to look for. Shrek Academy? No. Holy Spirit Cult? No. Etc. Kong Deming suddenly thought of someone. Numenon Sect. Isn't that old guy just in need of a successor? The spirit eyes of the martial spirit are connected to the brain, a perfect martial spirit. Another martial spirit is the ultimate ice. That old guy must be very interested. Just want to see if I can pack up the entire Numenon sect and take it away. After all, it is a sect. In the concept, the sect is greater than the country. Where is it not open? It's okay to come to their Sun and Moon Empire. It just so happens that the last generation of the sect leader died at the hands of the Shrek Sea God Pavilion leader. We share the same hatred and enemies. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. We can go one step further in the future. As for the fact that the body sect hates soul guides, that is easier to solve. I heard that many people in the body sect are disabled with broken arms and legs. The Sun Moon Empire can't do anything else, but this can still be solved. Have you heard of a word? Prosthetics? He was sure that the body sect was very interested. After the matter was finalized, Hui Yuhao and Jiang Bai were taken away by Jing Hongchen. They were about to enter the Sun Moon Royal Soul Guide Academy. You asked Kong Deming what he was doing? He, a level 10 soul guide, didn't want to save face. But the important thing is that he did it when he thought of it. He flew directly to the outside of the country and headed straight for the body sect. Even Jiang Bai didn't know that his cheap master had begun to consider pulling the body sect into the group and working together with Shrek Academy. Sun Moon plus body sect plus Holy Spirit Church, can Shrek Academy still resist? By then, he won't just lie down and complete the divine test. On the way, Mirror Hongchen did not forget to give the two children spiritual hints, and told them about the greatness of the Sun Moon Empire. Let the two children have a preliminary understanding of the Sun Moon Empire. When they arrived in Mingdu, they looked at the high-rise buildings and high-tech soul guides. It was completely different from other Douluo Three Kingdoms. Hui Yuhao stared at the things in front of him with wide eyes. He looked like a country bumpkin who had never seen the world, as if he had come to another world. No. Are other countries so backward? Jiang Bai, who had never been to Mingdu, was obviously shocked. He almost thought he had come to a modern city. Our Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy is the most famous academy in the Sun Moon Empire. Half of the 8th level soul instructors in the entire continent are here. There are countless soul guides that have sneaked out to benefit all mankind. I am the best in this regard, and no one dares to say I am second. Even Shrek is the same. Our Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy is the one that promotes the progress of the civilization of the entire Douluo continent. It is the pride of all the people in the Sun Moon Empire. Chapter 58. What? Just fuck the director. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Mirror Hongchen is very proud. At this time, Tianmeng Iceworm in the Sea of Spirits was awakened and reminded Hui Yuhao. Xiao Yuhao, be careful, this guy is actually using his mental guidance on you, trying to make you relax your guard. Search TWKAN on Google. I know, brother Tianmeng. I have confidence in my heart, that because the air is restricted in Mingdu, it is not possible to fly directly to the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy. At this time, the two little ones were walking in Mingdu, looking at everything curiously. This is what Mirror Hongchen asked curiously. Hui Yuhao. Can you tell me what you want to take revenge on? That he thought about whether he should help deal with those nobles directly, let him have a greater sense of belonging to the Sun and Moon Empire. Of course, it would be better to have a good impression of the Hongchen family. Mirror Hongchen thinks about poaching all the time. He is really greedy. Hui Yuhao couldn't help but turn pale, and there was a trace of anger in his eyes. My identity should be said to be that of an illegitimate son of a noble of the Star Luo Empire, and his wife has been trying to get rid of my mother and me for many years. My so-called father has never fulfilled his duties. I'm afraid he may not even know that I exist. Even my mother's last look before she died was to see that man. Hui Yuhao hates it. Her mother was the eldest maid of the White Tiger Duke's mansion, and she had served the White Tiger Duke since she was a child, but under a political marriage, he married a woman from the Zhu family. That man actually forgot his promise and abandoned his wife and son, which ultimately led to the mother and son being humiliated in the Duke's palace. Damn it! Mirror Hongchen expressed his sympathy and asked him to avenge him. But Hui Yuhao still refused. He wanted to take revenge himself and make that man repent. Good boy. Mirror Hongchen couldn't help but sigh, good boy. In this case, I believe in your talent. This day will not be far away, and the Sun Moon Empire, Mr. Kong and I will definitely stand by your side. By the way, Jiang Bai, how is your talent for soul guidance? Jiang Bai, who was making soy sauce on the side, did not expect that he would also be asked. For a moment, I felt like I was back to the scene where I was asked a question by the teacher in the past, and I scratched my head in embarrassment. It's okay, Mirror Hongchen said casually, that's good. But even if you don't have talent, it's okay. After all, you don't have to learn soul guidance tools. That it would be a waste of time to let two ultimate martial souls abandon their own practice to learn soul guidance tools, unless someone like Hui Yuhao is extremely talented in soul guidance and has already become a second-level soul mentor at a young age. Soul guides need time to settle. How many years have passed before I could reach the 7th level of Soul Master? Finally arrived at the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy. Although the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy does not have the overwhelming power of one academy or one city like Shrek Academy, it is the #1 Soul Engineer Academy in the mainland. The area covered is also extremely large. In particular, Soul mentors need various tests, so the campus that has not yet been developed is even bigger. It is basically a venue for testing the power of Soul guides. What's more, the almost no-cost renovation of the campus demonstrates the wealth of the college. It is completely different from the retro style of Shrek Academy. The ubiquitous references to Soul guidance technology are completely different from those of Shrek Academy. Soul guides have been integrated into every aspect. Can you believe they all have face recognition and admission ID cards? Headmaster Jing Hongchen went straight to the office of the director of the teaching department. Enroll them both. After thinking about it, I didn't forget to mention, students according to the highest standards of the Royal Soul Engineer Academy. Lin Jai, the teaching director, had questions all over his face. Did the principal go through the back door himself? Who is so powerful? Not even the children of the royal family can do it. I think back then, even your children Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen entered the academy after passing the freshman assessment, going through the back door like this. How could this be true? Even if he is the Dean of the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Engineer Academy and the Master of Mingda Hall, he cannot set this precedent. This is the rule. Lin Jai couldn't help but said seriously, Principal. This is against the rules. Jing Hongchen rolled her eyes at him. Yuhao, Jiang Bai. Then, 2 ultimate martial arts spirits were nakedly displayed in front of Lin Jai. Lin Jai. He rubbed his eyes vigorously and gave himself a mouthful of disbelief. Oh my God! Did he read that right? 2 ultimate martial arts souls. Jing Hongchen, is this enough to qualify? Is there still an assessment required? Lin Jai stammered, no need. Arrangement. Arrangement must be made. At this moment, his eyes were shining with gold, as if he were looking at his most precious treasure. Just close the office door. He even thought about waiting for the 2 young adults to form a team with Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen in the future. Wouldn't it be a great success in the continent-wide Soul Master competition? Can you punch and kick Shrek Academy? You must know that this is the ultimate martial spirit. Shrek Academy may not even have it. Defeating Shrek Academy is not a dream. This time, Lin Jai was immediately excited. No. Double. He trotted to Jing Hongchen and asked in a low voice, Principal, where did you get this from? The ultimate martial spirit? Why not go to Shrek Academy? Heads up to their Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy. Is he interested in soul guides? Jing Hongchen said lightly, this is Master Kong's disciple, no need to ask for details. That the identities of the 2 should not be exposed. He was afraid that Shrek would not follow the moral code and would just rob and rob. It's not like those idiots can't do such things. Besides, they are now people of the Sun Moon Empire. He didn't want other students to have a gap in the academy. We will hold an important meeting to discuss this matter later. Let's get admitted first. Okay. No problem at all. At this time, Lin Jai seemed to have changed his face. Rules? What rules? Why didn't he know? Even if there were rules, they were too corrupt for such a genius. Must be changed. Jing Hongchen suddenly thought, by the way, Yuhao is still a 2nd-level soul instructor, let's put them in class 3. They are all geniuses, putting them together can promote progress. Ahem. It's definitely not because he has other ideas. I think Xiao and Meng will definitely have a fierce clash if they have such a talented classmate. Lin Jai's mouth opened even wider. Hui Yuhao is only 12 now, and he is already a 2nd-level soul mentor. Xiao Hongchen and Meng Hongchen just broke the record and became the 2nd-level soul mentor of the 13-year-old quasi-soul king. This. It can't be true. After a while, a tall and extraordinary female teacher walked in. She raised her black eye sockets on her beautiful face. She is the teacher of Class 1, Grade 3, and the 6th-level soul mentor Lin Mana, respectfully said, Principal, Director. Do you want to ask me something? This is the new student in your class. Both of you are the owners of the ultimate martial spirit. That this news once again shocked a person from the Sun and Moon Empire. However, an intriguing voice came to his ears. Place these two little ones as deskmates with Meng and Xiao. Chapter 59. I laugh at the world and am the best. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy, Grade 3, Class 1. What? I heard there are new students enrolling. No way. It's Grade 3 already. Can you just join us? You don't need to study in Grade 1. Are they the illegitimate children of some big boss? That the teacher led the two little ones to the class. The whole class was shocked instantly. It was the first time they heard that someone could skip a grade and come to Sun Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy. Are they really not the illegitimate children of some big boss? Two handsome guys. Yes. Look at those eyes. They are so pretty. It's like there are water waves swirling around. Sparkling. That little handsome guy has a petite body. He looks like he's easy to bully. Hey, look at that handsome guy, he's smiling at me. Hey, woman, stop being a fangirl. What's wrong? You ugly guy won't let me appreciate handsome guys, right? Why are you jealous of a hairless thing? How do you know? No. The two little ones introduced themselves on the podium, but they just briefly talked about their age and hobbies. As for whether they were from Shrek Academy, they didn't say anything. Quiet. 2 students have been transferred to our class. I hope you can take care of the new students. Lin Mana thought for a while and said, one of them is the owner of the ultimate ice and the other is the owner of the ultimate wood. All the students were in disbelief. At this time, a handsome and beautiful couple sitting in the back row couldn't help but look up. The boy sitting in the innermost had a handsome school uniform, a slender figure, and a pair of slender hands that could make hand control crazy, like a peerless handsome man. The girl outside had long silver hair, braided into a ponytail and gathered on her right shoulder, and her aqua blue eyes looked as bright as stars and full of love. The original work has red hair, but the comics have silver hair. I think everyone likes white hair, so I decided on white hair. Ultimate martial soul. That the two opened their mouths at the same time. How come they hadn't heard that the Empire had an ultimate martial soul, and it was an ultimate martial soul of the same generation? It must be fake. At this time, Lin Mana said, Xiao Hongchen, Meng Hongchen, in order to let the freshmen quickly integrate into the class, you will be your deskmates. Discuss it yourself. Before Xiao Hongchen refused, Jiang Bai came up to Meng Hongchen and said elegantly, beautiful sister. Can I be your deskmate? And stretched out his little hand and invited her. Me. Meng Hongchen was a little at a loss. She always followed her brother, she had never made her own proposal, let alone being invited by other boys. Just as she was about to look at Xiao Hongchen for help, her hand was pulled up the next moment. The first impression in her mind was that this was a rude guy. Sister. Is that not okay? Meng Hongchen was stunned by the constant calling of sister. He called me sister. I have always called Meng Hongchen brother, never heard anyone call me sister. With a hot face, she held his hand and said embarrassedly, hello, classmate. Xiao Hongchen watched his sister shyly being pulled away by other men and sat in the row behind him, that is, the last row by the window, the hometown of Wang. Xiao Hongchen, no. What happened? His sister was abducted. Just when it exploded. Jiang Bai, who was sitting in the back, couldn't help but say, classmate, my soul guide talent is not high, but he is very powerful. He has become a second-level soul guide at the age of 12. I hope you get along well. 12 years old. Second-level soul guide. Ultimate martial spirit. How can these 3 words be connected together? Is this still a human? At this time, Xiao Hongchen's brain was almost short-circuited by the huge news. But then his eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit. As for his sister being dragged away, he had already forgotten about it. Looking at Hui Yuhao's petite figure, Xiao Hongchen's eyes lit up, confirmed by the look in his eyes. This guy is his lifelong enemy. Xiao Hongchen, boy, I admit that you are qualified to be my desk mate, Huiyuhao. Full of black lines. Meng Hongchen, helplessly holding his forehead. However, Meng Hongchen's face was a little hot and he said, classmate, can you take your hand away? Oh. Sorry. Sister, I'll treat you to candy. That she was almost confused by the sister who called her sister. Oh okay. Okay. In the cafeteria, Meng Hongchen walked behind him and asked curiously, brother. Your desk mate. He is only 12 years old, but he has already become a level 2 soul master, Xiao Hongchen, he is just a great soul master. I will soon pass the level 3 soul master exam. I will be the first genius in the empire. Then he glanced at Meng Hongchen behind him and said, I tell you, your desk mate is not a good person at first glance. You'd better stay away from him. However, Meng Hongchen didn't care, tsk. He is younger than me and is a junior. How can I, a senior sister, be afraid of a junior? As long as I show a little bit of the momentum of a sister, I can make him surrender obediently. Besides, you abandoned me first. An idiot brother who even forgot his sister when he saw a genius. God knows how anxious she was when she was dragged away, and she was at a loss like a deer running around. I hope my brother can stand up. The result? That's it. Xiao Hongchen said awkwardly, it's because he stole the title of the first genius of my empire. This guy is my lifelong enemy, Meng, but he is a second-level soul master who is 1 year younger than you. I am the first genius of the empire in 1,000 years. The peerless genius who created the record of the academy in 1,000 years, Meng, but he is a second-level soul master who is 1 year younger than you. So what? I am a soul master and soul guide, and I have not yet devoted myself to the study of soul guides. Once I go all out, I will be out of his reach. Meng, but he is a second-level soul master who is 1 year younger than you. After thinking about it, he added, he is still an extreme martial soul, and it seems that he is a twin martial soul. Xiao Hongchen's tense face finally couldn't hold it anymore. The beverage bottle in his hand was directly crushed. Meng. What do you mean? Don't you believe your brother? Meng Hongchen just took a sip of the drink with both hands. No, I'm just worried that my idiot brother will be sad and cry, so I'm just giving him a shot of prevention now. Xiao Hongchen's neck was red. Impossible. Xiao Hongchen, never cry. Meng Hongchen's face was full of joking, then who ran out first after class, went to the dean's office and looked at someone's information sheet for a long time, as if he met a girl he liked. Meng Hongchen smiled and said, could it be? Brother, you? Xiao Hongchen's face began to heat up instantly, and he argued, no, but he felt that it seemed a bit powerless to say so. I just want to see where he came from. There is no such person in the empire. He must be a spy from the enemy country. Meng Hongchen curled his lips. I just hope that by then, they will surpass you, so you don't cry secretly in your quilt. Xiao Hongchen flattened the whole bottle of drink. Impossible, absolutely impossible. This generation. My name, Xiao Hongchen, will surely resound throughout the continent. Invincible in the same generation. Just a little Huiyuhao. Just a stepping stone for my invincibility. Chapter 60. Where is my Shrek Academy's ultimate martial spirit? Lost? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shrek has been in school for more than a week, but Jianbai's transfer is a big news. I hope readers will remember our domain name TaiwanNovelNetwork.CircledM, shocked the entire Shrek Academy. This is the first time since the school was founded that an ultimate martial spirit has run away. It is simply a lack of trust in their Shrek Academy. What? Don't you believe that Shrek Academy can cultivate ultimate martial spirits? As the dean, Yan Xiaozhe was directly held accountable. It must be that the benefits were not given, and all the pie was taken away by others. For such a major teaching accident, Yan Xiaozhe should bear a great responsibility. In the room of the dormitory building, Wang Dong stared blankly at the empty bed opposite. At this time, the dormitory was very quiet, everything was the same as last semester. Jiang Bai's bed had already floated a layer of floating soil. How could anyone come back? At this time, Wang Dong felt his heart suddenly tighten, his face turned pale. He really? Did he transfer to another school? This is Shrek Academy, the #1 academy on the continent. Is there any place better than this? Why? Why did you transfer to another school? That she would rather that guy come back and bully her than do this. Her heart suddenly tightened as if it was hollowed out, making her breathing become rapid. No. At least I want to know where he went. Wang Dong bit his lip, quickly got up, and ran towards the teacher's office area. He went straight to Zhou Yi's office. At this moment, he was so anxious that he didn't even bother to knock on the door. He rushed in impatiently. Teacher Zhou, Teacher Zhou. What's the matter? At the beginning of the school year, students were very relaxed, but as a teacher, he was busy, especially since he was the head teacher. He had to plan the next teaching plan for the students. Wang Dong, teacher, did Jiang Bai really transfer to another school? Do you know where he transferred to? Zhou Yi smiled bitterly and said, I don't know either. The school has been to Jiang Bai's hometown, but even the village chief doesn't know where he went. How could Shrek not be anxious after losing an ultimate martial soul? They had already sent the elders of the Sea God Pavilion to search, but they didn't find any trace. It was as if he had evaporated from the face of the earth. If she hadn't disappeared with Huiyuhao, she would have thought Jiang Bai was dead. It can only be said that he had no chance with Shrek. I don't know which academy finally delayed the ultimate tree. How could there be more experience in cultivating ultimate martial souls than the world's #1 academy, Shrek Academy? But they couldn't have imagined that these two little guys had traveled through mountains and rivers to the Sun and Moon Royal Soul Instructor Academy. If they knew, they would never let them run away even if their legs were broken. Wang Dong's face turned pale in an instant, and she left without saying a word. What was she then? Thinking of being bullied day and night last semester, that if I don't have a good impression of him, how could I let him bully me? Now he's gone. I don't know where he went. I feel uncomfortable all over. As for the Soul Guidance Branch, after knowing that Huiyuhao ran away, I just felt a pity. Although the Soul Guide is very talented, the soul power is too weak. At the first level of innate, the soul power limit in this life is there. No matter how high the Soul Guide's level of talent is, without the corresponding soul power, you can't become a high-level Soul Guide. At this time, a woman wearing a white suit with silver piping walked into the academy again. She has a slender and tall figure, like a senior school sister. A head of long wavy pink and blue hair is wrapped in a cloth, and there is also a veil on her face. The long hair covers the entire back and hangs down to the hips. When the veil is lifted with the wind, it can reveal the beauty of the city. Slowly came to Zhou Yi's office. It sounded as sweet as a lark. Report to the teacher, new students are enrolled. Come in. That when Wang Dong saw Chior, he was obviously stunned. She looked so familiar. How did it feel? A bit like myself when I grew up. No, why should she think so? I am myself. No one else. Wang Dong asked subconsciously, who are you? When she saw Wang Dong, Chior was obviously a little angry, not only because Jiang Bai bullied her day and night. She didn't enjoy that kind of treatment. More importantly, she had been pinching for a long time and trying hard to become a human, but she turned out to be the same as her. Humph. But now it's okay, I look like her when she grew up. She is the pirated one. I am the genuine one. Chior raised her head and said arrogantly, Wang, ah. My name is Jiang Chior. Jiang Bai's family. No, no. Chior shook her head quickly, her face a little hot and said, I am his girlfriend. She ran out with Tian on her back to claim her sovereignty. Jiang Bai can only be hers. I can't wait any longer. If she waits any longer, she won't be able to get a number. Jiang Bai, a bastard. Pervert. Zhou Yi and Wang Dong. You are what to him? Wang Dong felt a pain in his heart, and seemed a little unbelievable. You are obviously so young. So what? Childhood sweethearts. Childhood engagement. Chior pouted. this woman has bad intentions towards Jiang Bai. So she said with a haughty look, where is Jiang Bai? Let him come to greet me. Although Tang Shenwang exerted his strength, she still looked the same as in the original work, but her personality is completely different. After all, she is the favorite of the group in the Xingdou Great Forest. She has a trace of the blood of the Golden Dragon King. Naturally, she is extremely arrogant. After being with Jiang Bai when he was a child, her funny attribute was affected, almost became a funny girl. Aloof. Not a little bit of aloof. Childhood sweethearts. Baby marriage. Wang Dong, critical hit -100. However, Zhou Yi had a weird look on her face. Are you sure you are familiar with Jiang Bai? Then where did he go, don't you know, Zhouer? What's wrong, Zhou Yi? After school started, Jiang Bai didn't come back. The village chief of his village said that he had gone to another academy. Instantly, it was like a thunderbolt. Not here. Shrek Academy, Zhouer couldn't accept it. This big bastard actually ran away. Damn it. Wang Dong turned the tables. As Jiang Bai's girlfriend, how could you not know where he went? For this kind of sarcasm, Zhouer just looked at her with contempt, younger than herself, huh? Carefully said, little sister, stop pretending to be a man, isn't it disgusting? I feel disgusted for Jiang Bai. Wang Dong, critical hit +/-100, Jiang Bai even told her this? Wang Dong couldn't accept it. Since Jiang Bai is not here, then this girl will not stay in Shrek Academy, that she didn't come here to study, but to find Jiang Bai. Now that he hasn't been found, what's the point of going to school? Damn Jiang Bai, where have you been? Zhou Yi shook her head, one by one, really treating Shrek Academy as a child's play, come when you want, leave when you want, what's the point? For this attitude, Zhou Yi obviously won't give a good face, go. If you leave, don't come back. She doesn't welcome such students. The first college on the continent, there is no shortage of students. Zhou Yi then lowered her head and glanced at Zhouer's admission information, wait. Martial Spirit Golden Dragon. Ultimate Fire. Classmate. Please stay, the author's new book, please support it. In Dou Yi, the protagonist awakens the mask and summons the 9 Ghost Shadow Corps, and Ganwen and Cui Shan help out, a great start, Tang San, there is already a way to die.